doing Draymond Green things like you said. Bonte, Draymond was physical tonight. He answered that call. People talk about the Warriors and they say, well, this is not really a physical team, right? And so they come into the game, you think that there's a three-point shooting team. They responded with the physicality on the defensive end, a bunch of steals, 18 turnovers for the Boston Celtics. A lot of that was just from out-hustling them. And so the Warriors came out and they responded, and that's what you do in the finals.
I thought Steve Kerr simplified the offense. Went to a lot of simple ball screens with Steph Curry involved, putting pressure on the Celtics defense. Were they going to blitz Steph? A lot of times they're in that drop coverage, leaving him wide open for knockdown threes. And I thought his impact on the game led to just much more confident Warrior team, much more opportunities for his teammates. So I thought the simplification of the offense did the Warriors. That was the remedy for the Warriors tonight. We can all agree this was a must-win.
No doubt.
They got it done. Now here we are, 1-1.
Now we have a series. Let's go back inside the Chase Center to the great KB. Gareth Burke standing by with Jordan Poole.
Hey, we saw the Celtics starters come out 75 seconds into the fourth quarter. What is it like when you see an opponent put up the white flag?
It feels good to get a win at home. Bounce back from last game. They're a good team. Now we've got to find a way to keep the momentum going.
When you guys lost game one, you had to turn desperation into domination. How did you do that?
Just stick to our game plan. Come out, be focused, stay locked in to the highest degree, essentially, and just try to execute as best we can.
Your first half, you were 1 for 5 with 3 points, but you flipped the script. How did you do that?
Just continuing to keep being aggressive, playing my game. That's really all it is, you know, trying to get my teammates involved, but continuing to be me, putting pressure on the defense and trying to get easy and open looks for my teammates.
You had 2 huge threes to end the quarter, though. You got to whip up this crowd. What does that feel like?
Just make big shots. Essentially, you know, stick with it. I hate big shots all the time. You know, my teammates believe that, and that's why they gave me the ball at the end of the quarter. To stay locked in and try to get this momentum going and take it on the road.
Also, Jordan, what kind of boost was having GP2 back?
Huge. Being able to have him back just to disrupt the defense and make hustle plays. He's such a big part of our team, and we need him, and glad he's able to be here on the highest stage.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
All right, thanks, KB, with that. Jordan Poole finishing with 17 points, including some dagger threes at the end of the third quarter. And let's just jump right into the difference in the game. Our again turning point was that third quarter where the Warriors outscored the Celtics 35-14. They end the quarter on a 19-2 run and held the Celtics to 14 points, just 4-17 from the floor. Started with their defense, but also some big-time shot-making, Mully.
Yeah, I mean, both teams made 15 three-point shots. They shot identical percentages. I thought the Warriors' ball movement, unconditional passing to the open man, really wore the Celtics defense down. And this game, outside the third quarter, is pretty even, the score. But here, the onslaught and the surge of the Warriors in the third quarter, this time in game two, too much for the Celtics to overcome.
I just love to see the focus. In the third quarter, they came out of the game, and the game was neck and neck the whole time. And they came out in the third quarter with a different kind of focus, a different kind of burst on the defensive end. And with these Warriors, when they get steals and they can run out in transition, they're a very dangerous team to stop. And so what's that for the Warriors? Now you have guys who are running out. Now you have guys who are getting to the cup. Now you have guys who are spotting up for three. And so when the ball is moving like it did tonight, I just saw a more patient Warriors team on offense as well. And, man, this team is very dangerous and tough to defend that way.
Yeah, and they took advantage of those high pick and rolls. We've seen a lot of that last year. You know, and Mully mentioned this last year. Setting those screens so far out, so once Steph comes downhill, that big is, you know, in no man's land, and Steph Curry can walk in the open three. So I think emphasizing that, making that adjustment, make those screen and rolls high and make those bigs so uncomfortable out of their position. And then the defensive end, they locked in 19 off 19 turnovers, 33 points. That's big time. Getting Jason Tatum 4 turnovers this game and only 3 assists. They were really locked in.
Felt like they turned the Boston Celtics to a one-on-one team, which is what they want to do. And we saw that in the Western Conference Finals, Bully, against Luka Doncic.
Well, the Celtics are very much an isolation team. But, you know, in game one, they found the balance of being an isolation team, letting Jaylen Brown do his thing, but getting 33 assists. Tonight, exclusively an isolation team. And Darrell mentioned it. After game one, it was 21-10 points off turnovers. Tonight, 33-15. So that was totally flipped around. And I just thought the multiple efforts on defense. Yeah, they still made 15 threes, and both teams shot exactly the same. But I just thought multiple efforts, more contest on the twos, and no open looks.
Right.
You know, the Celtics going to get their shots. They're going to make some tough shots. But I just thought from game one to game two, a lot less wide open looks for the star players, being Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but maybe more importantly, Derek Smith, Al Horford, the role players, they didn't get any open looks to get their confidence going, and that third quarter just crushed the Celtics.
Yeah, no doubt. Al Horford just 1 of 4 tonight. 4 points on a night, 2 points on a night for Al Horford, including 8 rebounds. And so far in the series, the Warriors are a plus 35 when it comes to point differential in 2 third quarters against the Boston Celtics. They outscored them 38-24 in game one. Tonight it was 35-14, and the man behind that attack was Stephen Curry, number 30. Look, it all starts and ends with Steph Curry. He finished tonight with 29 points, 5 of 12 from the three-point line. He picked his spots. I thought Steph Curry tonight, D. Wright, was sensational as a floor leader, a general, setting up for his other players. And then when it was time to put the dagger into the Boston Celtics in game two, he did just that.
Another perfect game for Steph Curry, back-to-back games. You could just tell he's locked in right now in these finals. The first 2 games, he come out red hot. And just his ability to get into that paint and find his teammates. Nobody gets guarded like Steph Curry in this league. And for him to take advantage of double teams and traps and find open guy is what makes this team go.
Steph Curry came out with this look in his eyes that I've seen so many times where he's like, I'm ready to go tonight. Are you guys coming with me? He put this team on his shoulder, on his back. They rattled off with his confidence. It's just one of those games where you just feel his confidence and you just want to put the ball in his hands. And a lot of times he was running around screens trying to get to the ball. Another part of Steph Curry's game I saw tonight was his defense. Man, wow, watching him just be so locked in on the defensive end. When he's like that, he's trying to guard Marcus Smart, make sure they don't get open shots and open looks like Mully said. This team is going to be hard to beat when Steph Curry is playing like that on the offensive end and the defensive end.
We've seen so many times where Steph drives the opposing defense crazy off the basketball, giving it up, relocating. But I thought he did a masterful job of seeking out who he wanted to play against off the dribble. A lot of times, you know, the defense will double Steph, and he'll have to give it up. The Celtics didn't do that. So he was very patient, kept his dribble alive, and got the big defender he wanted, whether it be Horford, Robert Williams, Grant Williams. And I thought he was just really patient. And as I thought he controlled the entire game.
I did too, yeah.
And in a different way for Steph Curry. He did it with his dribble. And a lot of times it's a balance of both, dribbling, playing off the ball. But tonight, like I said, they simplified it to high pick and rolls. And I just thought he really controlled the entire game with his playmaking and his shot making.
You saw the tweet by StatMuse there, Steph Curry. Since entering the league in 2009, this is his 6th finals appearance. He's top 5 in a lot of major categories, including three-point makes, points, rebounds, you name it, assists. Steph Curry's right there, but you're right, Mully. He did control the game with his dribble. And in that first half, it looked a little bit hairy there, Festus, for the Golden State Warriors. Boston was hitting them with everything, but it was Stephen Curry keeping them involved in the game, whether it's hitting floaters, little 2-point jumpers, and then in that second half, the 3-point shot came alive.
This is a good team, right? So we all agree that Boston Celtics are a very legit team, and they're here for a reason. Great offensive team and great defensive team, and you see that in the first half. This team is not going to go away. They're going to keep fighting, going to keep moving the ball. On defense, they're going to make you work. And so what Steph Curry did, and a lot of times there were a lot of points in the game where the momentum could have shifted either way. Steph Curry with the dribble, like Mully said, taking control of the game, making sure even when you have a switch off on a big guy, you don't just take a bailout shot. You get to the cup, and he made the right plays to the right people and getting easy shots for other guys.
And D. Wright, he's no longer barbecue chicken on the defensive end. As Festus was mentioning, his defense tonight, I thought, set another tone for the Golden State Warriors. You know what Draymond Green's going to bring? Gary Payton II coming off the bench, giving the Warriors energy defensively. I thought Bielitsa was good defensively, but Steph Curry's holding his own against the Celtics team.
Hey, Steph Curry's come a long way from when I played with him in 2010. The effort, the energy, that's what you want from your superstar players. You want them to go out there and show leadership, and that's taking the challenge on defense, trying to slide your feet and get stops.
And you see the bench comparison here. The Warriors much more efficient off the bench, 7 of 13 from the 3-point line. But